Okay, today's video, we're going to talk about the Google Merchant Center yellow warnings, the individual warnings that Google gives you when you upload a product feed to Google Merchant Center. To improve that product feed, which is with those warnings that you get, are cutting into the profit that you're making from any Google Shopping campaign or PMAX campaign that you may be running. And the amount that you're actually losing having these warnings is actually big. It's actually in the double digits range. I'm going to explain to you why in this video and specifically what you can do about it to some regard. I'm not going to go too much in on how to fix these issues. The most important thing is, though, people underestimate greatly, as I know this because we have clients at our firm and I see how they run their Google Merchant Center accounts, and we help them fix those accounts as much as we can, but most people don't worry about these so-called warnings in their account, and then as a result, they're losing a whole shit ton of money that they could be making with the shopping campaign that usually is already profitable, but would be 50% more profitable if they would just take care of these very tiny issues that wouldn't take you more than a lot of times an hour or two to fix. And now you're going to make 50% more profit from your campaigns long term. So depends on the situation and how many warnings you have, what the warnings actually are, of how much you're actually losing in terms of the potential profitability or how much profit your shopping campaigns or PMAX campaigns are bringing in. But I'll go through as much of that as I can on this particular video. So we'll get right into the content. So if you run shopping ads, these are the picture ads on google.com that display your product and then the price along with it. Everybody's seen this. If you Google red shoes on Google, you'll see there's search ads, and then there's the picture ads there on the side, or maybe the picture ads are on top above the text ads. But there's two types of ads: search ads, shopping ads. When you're talking about Googling for products specifically. So, of course, you can do a shopping campaign still, but smart shopping has turned into PMAX. So if you're running PMAX campaigns, what I'm about to tell you can help you improve the profitability of your campaign there, or just with the regular shopping campaign. But if you have shopping campaigns or PMAX campaigns, you should be checking your product feed that powers those campaigns through Google Merchant Center for disapprovals and issues, not just like after this video, which you should be checking it literally right after this video. You should be checking it out for yourself because it matters so much to your profits, how much you're going to make, and how, if you could visualize how much money you're losing and that money was sitting in front of you and it was on fire, you would put it out. But if that money is disappearing and you don't see it and it's not tangible, for most people it's not that important. If you're losing $1,000 a month because of this one small issue, or $10,000 a month, obviously you want to do something about it now, not later. But you check it out, you fix what you're going to have, but Google Merchant Center is a finicky beast. You have to be able to go in there and check on a regular basis for new issues that come up. So as much as this is going to raise your profitability, it doesn't mean it won't come back later with another warning or problem that Google will want you to fix. This is just how Google Merchant Center is. But if you stay on top of it and your competitors don't stay on top of it, you're going to be the one earning by far the most money, and or a lot more money. You're going to get shown a lot more. You're going to be preferred to show more because Google's going to prefer to show your stuff. You'll get the most showings in the best spots, and you'll make the most money because of it. So anyway, with that said, if you don't know where this is at yet, if you're in Google Ads, you don't even know where Google Merchant Center is, and you want to make more from your shopping campaigns or PMAX campaigns, you go into the upper right-hand corner of your screen when you log in, and then you click on the Tools and Settings icon, and then you go to Google Merchant Center from that drop-down. Once you went to Google Merchant Center, you're going to go to Diagnostics on the left-hand side of the screen that you get to, and then you're going to scroll. Once you get to the Diagnostics page there that it takes you to, You're going to scroll to the bottom, very bottom of the page. What you'll see by default without scrolling is a chart that shows how many items are approved and all that. And a lot of times when people go to diagnostics and they see that, like, oh, all my products are approved, yay, or they just mainly see the green line there and they're done. They don't scroll down to the bottom of the page and see where these so-called warnings are at. So if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you have there then your warnings. It'll tell you of the items that are straight out disapproved, why they're disapproved, and what you got to do to get them reapproved. So as you are there at the bottom of the page, the disapprovals in red are the most important to take care of, because that makes sure that individual products that you have for sale on your e-commerce site are just never going to be they're never going to be shown no matter what until you fix those issues. Google tells you what to fix those issues. Sometimes it's multiple things. It doesn't have to just be one thing, but you should take care of those first, because that's going to have the most impact on your profitability. But very close behind that is these yellow warning / issues themselves, and can cut into which the disapprovals, when you scroll to the bottom of that diagnostics page, there'll be a red X, or I forgot if it was an X or a circle with a strike through. Either way, it's a red icon, and then so under where it says issues, the ones with the red icons are the ones that are causing individual items to be disapproved. The one with the yellow icon, which is why we call them yellow warnings or issues, are the ones that are not outright causing your products on your feed, or some products to be ineligible to be shown on Google.com for you for your shopping campaigns or your PMAX campaigns. They just prevent your ad from showing as much for certain products, or more, on some or all of your products, depending on how wide that issue exists on your product feed. So the ones with the yellow icon, they can affect your profit just as much as, or basically almost as much as, a disapproved item can. Actually more so if you consider from the standpoint that a disapproved, most people only have a few items disapproved, might be 5% of your items are disapproved, but the yellow warnings that you have are actually on 50% of your items. So in that particular case, it would be you were losing way more money just because of the yellow warnings than the red warnings there. So keep that in mind. One thing Google also does is it tells you the percentage of items on your product feed that those specific issues are affecting. So with the yellow warning, it'll say between 0 and 100% of the items on your product feed are affected. Usually it's not 100%, but sometimes it can be. And obviously the higher percentage there, the more pertinent of an issue it should be for you to get that issue fixed, given it's cutting into more and more of your profit that you could be making from that campaign. So from what I've seen personally, and the reason why I finally decided to make this video is the profit from your shopping campaign or PMAX campaign, and with PMAX, most of your profit nowadays, still in late 2022, this could be changing as time goes on, it still just comes from what we still call the shopping placements on Google.com, the picture ads with the price next to it. And so with that, we've seen where 70% of the profitability of that PMAX campaign, as well as the shopping campaigns, were affected based upon those yellow warnings all by itself. So not always is it 70%, but we've seen up to 70% of the profitability of that campaign effectively neutered by having a few different yellow warnings there that applying to a double-digit percentage of the products on the campaign. So one issue might affect 30% of your products, another issue might affect 20% of your products, and you have like 3, 4, or 5 of those. Yes, it could very well be that your campaign makes $10,000 a month now, but it would make $20,000 a month or $25,000 a month if you just fix those yellow warnings. So chances are it's not going to be just a little bit. It's more likely that those yellow warnings are affecting at least 10% of what your profitability of your campaign could be, or you're losing at least 10% of the profit from that campaign by even having just one issue, which is also what I wrote here. Seems to be, by our experience, have seen this enough times to fix these yellow warnings enough times now that it's about 10% of the profit potential of a shopping campaign or a PMAX campaign per issue, per yellow warning issue that you have. Of course, again, if a yellow warning issue only affects 10% of your products, it would only be 10% of the profitability of 10% of items. So therefore, the overall profitability effects of your campaign would be like 1%. So that's not much, obviously. But where it's 100% of the items, now you're talking about 10% of the profitability of that campaign's gone. And if you start getting 4 or 5 of these different issues that affect all your items, now you're up to half of the profitability of your campaign's gone. So they add up. The more of them you have and the more items each one of them affect. So with that said, and you're going to actually lose more when you're talking specifically about what the yellow warnings that are related to when Google wants more data from you or data attributes, such as yellow warnings for color, size, the image link, and so forth, because Google's shopping campaign algorithm and PMAX campaign algorithm relies on this certain amount of data to get you placed well on Google.com in front of people who are, known buyers or buyers that are serious, if you will. Because obviously, like with the shopping campaign, there's no keywords, right? You are having the algorithm trying to read your product feed, and of course also they read your product page, and they try to define then who the ad should show up for. It's and it's a very complicated algorithm. They're going to look at certainly the combination of everything that's on your product page and the product feed, and make a determination based upon what type of customers that search for certain things, but what type of attributes those particular customers have, to know the perfect person to put that product in front of. And when you're starting to starve Google's algorithm for necessary information, particularly for information that they're telling you specifically with these yellow warnings that they want, you're starting to lose quite a bit of money and profit potential from your campaign. So with those specifically, basically those are the ones, if you had to pick which ones of these yellow warnings you want to fix first, you want to start with those. However, other yellow warnings related to such as excessive capitalization, which is a type of a yellow warning, will it also improve your numbers as well? We know this because we fixed these as well. You would think, okay, you can have your product title in all caps, and then Google will throw out this excessive capitalization yellow warning. You may think, oh, what's the difference? Google's just being too picky or whatever. But, basically what you have here is your competition does not have all their title, their product title in all caps. They don't have your, and with that, so Google now prefers to run, because that's how their system's designed. If it wasn't designed that way, they wouldn't have the yellow warning to begin with. Now they're going to run your competitor stuff for the best customers that Google knows in that niche come through on a regular daily and monthly basis. So if you sell bowling balls, Google has all the data about people who searched for a bowling ball for the last 10 years. They know pretty much the people that buy a bowling ball versus go to your website, screw around, kick rocks, and then leave again without buying. And the things that differentiate the two. Because they track all your search behavior even when you're not on Google anymore, through Google Chrome browser, through Google Analytics, and so forth. And so they know very, very well before someone even comes to Google, when somebody searches on Google at that time, if that person's going to be buying a bowling ball or not. because of all the back history that they've been storing on that user before the person made that search. And they want to, if they can give that customer to one person or another person. Of course, people think they're on the top of Google. Well, what difference does it make? Well, there's 4 ads at the top of Google in competitive spaces for like the search ads, for instance. But they're cycling in 6 other people on an ongoing basis. So they get to decide who's shown. The shopping ads are no different. There's 8 shopping ad spots, but there's more than 8 on an ongoing basis who want to be shown through and get placement there in the shopping ad spot, if you want to call it that, and to get those customers. And so their algorithm, it makes logical sense, right? Why would Google send the best customer that is the most likely to purchase to somebody who doesn't do all their stuff that they're supposed to do? They know they have this excessive capitalization warning and built into their system because they know users in general don't want to see a title in all caps. It's bad for user experience. That's why they do it. This is not like Google trying to be abusive here or waste your time or just be an asshole. They're trying to make people want to use Google and want to click on search shopping ads in the future. So with all that said, why don't you, of course, put that together so that you don't, have that excessive capitalization on your product title, because that's what Google wants, because they know that's what the user wants. And if the user wants that, it's going to mean you're going to get more sales anyway. But it goes beyond just, being unoptimized for the user and just, irritating Google. Google's actually now going to promote your competitor's ad for that person who was your most ideal person, that when they search for, buy bowling ball, they're 50 times more likely to purchase than any other person with a different set of traits and back history. And now you lost that profit opportunity. Somebody else got it just for this one tiny little thing. So anyway, there's no reason not to, even if these no matter what the yellow warning reason is, basically, not to fix it. Because anything you do to get your feed clean, to where there's no issues, will put you in better and better position to be liked by the algorithm that decides whose ads shown in Google Shopping and whose ads not. Yes, they do look at click-through rate and they look at conversion rates on your page, because they want to promote the people that give the user the best experience to get what they want quickly and all that. But they also look at these other things. How's your feed set up? Are you actually doing all the things that that they want to see also as well, like this capitalization thing? And they use that as a part of their formula to decide who's going to get placement for the best customers and who's not. And so you want to set yourself up to be preferred by the algorithm so that you're just shown to all the best customers all the time, because Google likes you better than anybody else. And if they're going to give those best customers to anybody, they're going to give them to you. So anyway, with all that said, again, at the very least, very few people that I see go into their Google Merchant Center accounts has 0 issues at all. I'd say out of all the people watching that have Google Merchant Center accounts and shopping campaigns or PMAX campaigns, less than 10% of you guys, less than 10% of you guys will have no warnings and no red disapproval warnings or red yellow warnings itself. And so therefore 90% of you guys that are watching have an opportunity to make more money simply by just going and checking what the warning is and fixing the issue. Some issues obviously are tough to fix. You're not going to be able to fix them all of the time, but 80 to 90% of the issues you'll be able to easily fix, and it's not an issue. Once they're fixed for good. Of course, later on, Google's algorithm is always changing, and therefore they're looking for different things. You go into a different review filter at certain points as you start to spend more, so they start to get they look at you more thoroughly. You'll have more warnings that pop up, but because you're going to take my advice here and you're going to start going weekly in and checking to see if you have any warnings there, you'll stay on top of it. You'll stay on Google's good list, and you'll be given, as a result, all the best customers, and you'll make far more money than anybody else who doesn't go in there and pay attention to the things that Google is telling you that they want you to do to be on their good list. So anyway, with that said, I'll wrap it up with that. For the average person, you're going to get another 10 to 30% more profitability from your shopping/PMAX campaigns by going in there and taking care of all of the issues that you have. It may be less, maybe more, depending on how many you have and how many products they're affecting, if you will, like I was telling you on this video. So, for 10% more on your shopping campaign long term, that's a lot of money when you think about over the next 5 years. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales, realistically. So, and something that you can easily, even if you don't know how to do it, go and hire somebody that knows how to do feed management, say, take care of these issues, they get them taken care of, and in which you can set a reminder to check weekly if you have any more issues come up, and get that person to fix it again for you. Not that big of a deal. In terms of things you can do to make your campaigns more profitable, this is one of the more easy ones. You don't have to come up with a new creative strategy. Just Google tells you, do this. You do it, you make more money. So why not? Hope you enjoyed this video. I have basically a new video about every 3 days where we go through stuff that we're going through with our clients here at our PPC agency, Guarantee PPC, stuff that's working. Also, stuff that's not working, we give it to you here on this channel so you can understand how to make more money from your PPC campaigns, from real, actual things that are going on, and the stuff that's hot, the stuff that's not hot anymore. We give all you that information, so stuff you couldn't get on your own. And other channels don't simply do in which they don't have actual testing environments and stuff, but they can see actively what's working and what's not through Google search ads, Facebook ads, and so forth on a regular basis. It's the best, most actionable advice on YouTube that I know of that can make you more money with your PPC campaigns that you're going to find anywhere else. Therefore, you should subscribe. And I'd appreciate it if you'd give this video a like and to get the video out there and help a lot more people that have this same issue as well. Really appreciate that. Beyond that, I have as I mentioned on other videos before, I have a blog at guaranteeppc.com/blog with step-by-step instructions on how I physically build campaigns for clients here. We got to guarantee results for clients at our firm here. And so we've got to test the stuff and know in advance what works before we can guarantee a client results like that, know what people aren't willing to do, and go step beyond that so that when we do that, we know we can get results. And so if you want to see the type of campaigns we're building, I've personally written all the content on that blog, and you can find that blog, which give you step-by-step instructions on how I built those type of campaigns there at guaranteeppc.com/blog. So some extra information that can really potentially help you out a lot. Make more money with PPC, which is the aim of that blog as well. Beyond that, if you have any questions about these yellow warnings, how to fix these specific warning, what do they mean, whatever, leave me a comment down below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days' time. As a final thing I want to say on this video, I have a brand new program that I started at my firm here where we're offering turnkey campaigns for clients. What does that mean? That means we have a client that had gotten really good results in Denver. You want to start a similar business in LA. We will give you the exact campaign that we're using to get fantastic results in Denver so you can run a similar business in LA, or if you're an entrepreneur, find somebody that can do all the work for you in LA for similar service business, if we're talking about that. Then just simply skim off the top a little bit for yourself, and you've got a mostly passive business for yourself. We actually give you the campaign itself. We also give you the landing pages, and we show you the results that the campaign can get. So you basically literally have a turnkey business for yourself. Of course, you have to put the operation side together, but as far as marketing goes, this is as turnkey as it gets. We also have product campaign templates like that have worked. The company moved on and to marketing something else, not using that campaign anymore. Facebook campaigns, Google campaigns, also available. So if you're looking for just to cut through and say your business is not working, I want to get PPC to work, and just, I need to make money, consider switching to a slightly different space and just get and download another working campaign that's already been optimized for a few years and just utilize that for yourself and get proven results right out the gate from it, essentially. We offer that. Contact my firm, guaranteeppc.com, and we can talk about that there. Beyond that, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you are going to come back for my next great video where I have another great money-making strategy for you. And so, wrap it up with that. See you there.